Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to City Skylines Natural Disasters and Tornado Country. I hope you're having a wonderful day because the people of Pepper Lake are certainly having a wonderful day. They are making a lot of money. There's almost 160,000 people living here, which is a lot of people. And today, I would like to make their lives just a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on getting the medical center. Now, getting the medical center is gonna be kind of easy. What I'm gonna do to sort of cheat, I'll be honest, is I'm gonna get everything that it needs, and then I'm gonna find places for it. So we need the high interest tower. I do believe we also need the oppression office. We are also gonna need the courthouse. We are also gonna need the mall of moderation. And we also need Lazaret Plaza. And on top of that, we also need the Sea and Skyscraper. And then we have the medical center, which is right there. So that was easy. That was super easy. But I just wanted to get all of the buildings in right away, spend all the money for them, and then position them. Now, I'm thinking this thing is going to go up on a hill, because it's going to look huge sitting up on that hill. So that's going to live there, the high interest tower. The oppression office, not quite sure. The courthouse, on the other hand, I think can go in there, opposite the Eden project. It should be obvious, by the way, that I've thought about where this stuff's gonna go. It should also be obvious that I actually had a little look to see what the medical center needed before I sat down to actually record this. So, yeah, I might have cheated a little bit, but I just wanted to, you know, I didn't want to be rambling for 10 minutes like, oh, what do we need next? And what do we need next? And what do we need? I just wanted to, you know, get the stuff in, get the medical center, and get on with it. So, we have the courthouse in place there, opposite the Eden project. We have the giant tower up there. I'm going to put this little tower just into, like, one of these spaces here. I'm thinking if I can get it in there, that'd be good. Which I totally can. That actually looks quite nice there. And blends in, which is super important. The mall of moderation, I know exactly where that's going to go to. Gonna delete these two parks. Gonna delete those pathways. And the mall of moderation is going to move into that spot. Yeah, it works really nicely in there too. We're gonna put a nice path around it, so it looks like it's just a big old paved area. Which I think is quite cool. We then have the Lazaret Plaza, which I'm thinking I'd like to chuck into this area to just improve the land value a little bit. It could go there, but it'll get rid of a path, which I kind of don't want to do. So I'll put it like on the road or something. Let's just bulldoze those buildings for a second. And this is going to fit not perfectly, admittedly, but we'll put it like that or something. Then we can have buildings actually get constructed next to it. And then I think... Oh, this is all doing, it's doing the weird thing it does where it doesn't let me out of that menu. Then I think we do just have the oppression office left, which really should go opposite the courthouse. So even though it doesn't really fit properly, oh, it does. All right, job done. Okay. My worry was that the oppression office didn't really fit properly opposite the courthouse, but apparently my worries were for nothing because apparently it does. Or yeah, it does. Okay. Well, that makes my life a whole lot easier. I was really concerned it didn't fit, but there you go. It absolutely does. Let's just link up these pathways, just like so. Let's get a pathway going there as well. And then if we just de-zone that whole space, we have our courthouse. We have the oppression office. I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. Kind of happy with that. All right, next up, we need to get the medical center itself, which I have declared is going to go right about there. Looks good. I like it. Job done. That was super easy to get all that done. I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, I just, like I said, I didn't want to sit and faff about when placing this because I know what I'm like. I would have been sat there going, okay, we're going to find the next one and find a location to put that. So yeah, I wanted to get it all done and out of the way nice and quickly because the medical center, I think, is one of the most important monuments to have because it's kind of vital I suppose. You know, people get sick and this thing provides medical coverage for the entire city. The only monument I'm skeptical about is the Hadron Collider because it provides education for the entire city. And what you'll notice if we look at the some of the industry buildings here, this place still needs uneducated workers. It does need people with an education, and when it gets to level 3, it will need highly educated workers. So it may become the case that level 3 industries don't want uneducated workers. At which point, sure, whatever, we can get the Hadron Collider. But I don't want to force us into a situation where we need uneducated workers, and I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference if we're honest, because we already have overeducated workers working in some jobs that they shouldn't really be. You know, there's 3 educated workers here when they need 9 uneducated. With this place, you know, 6 highly educated when they don't need them. As long as the jobs are getting filled, I think that's probably the priority. But even so, I don't want to completely, you know, overdo it with education at the moment. I like striking that balance. It's fun to me, I suppose. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to come in and I would like to bulldoze these roads here. And I want to do this because if I don't, I'm never going to do it. I'm never gonna remember to do it. I was just looking at it there and I realized this is a change I mentioned I wanted to make, I think in the last episode, in yesterday's episode, so hopefully I can make something interesting here. And what I want to do, as I mentioned, is I just want to neaten all of these highways up. They're not very neat, they're not very good, and I would like to fix that a little bit. So we're going to bring this one right back to the edge of the map, and we're going to do the same with this one, just right back to the edge of the map. And I could leave it like that, to be honest. I absolutely could. It's like, oh, they're not coming in from that side of the city anymore, but that probably wouldn't be a very good idea. Now, what I'm going to do is bring this straight over to about there, and then bring this straight up to there. Then off of this, I want to go... I'll actually just use the 6-lane road. Bring this this straight out to there, and then up like that. Now that's one hell of a hill, but that should be fine. So then we just delete these, just like so. And then those roads are now the same length, which means I can very easily put the 2 junctions in that we're going to need. Now this road does just need to be 3 lanes, which is fine. So just do all of that. Delete the road in between them. Oh, I just made a terrible mistake. Okay, let's just very quickly... fix that mistake by bringing a road down to here and delete that bit. Delete the bit in between them, like I was saying. And what I now do is grab this and rotate it. So, oh, maybe we do delete those a little. Maybe we change this up. Hold on. Bring that back one more. Bring that back one more. Then connect that there. And rotate this one. And connect that there. And I should be able to bring a road straight from there, straight to that one. Straight from there, straight to that one. Straight from there to there. And straight from there with 6 lanes to there. Although I kind of don't want it to be a bridge. Kind of don't want it to have the suspension bridge thing. That looks kind of silly. So just like that. Those are at vastly different heights. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can maybe make that not be a vastly different height. I guess that's the best I'm gonna get. That's fairly similar, but there we go. It's that easy to get those sort of all squared off so we have this giant area. Obviously, that's gonna cause a couple of issues with hooking up to these external bits of highway, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care. So that's good. Let's try something here. Let's bring this across like that. Let's bring this bit of road up like that. And just so they're the same... That looks like it's at an angle, actually. But just so the same... Yeah, that is definitely an angle. Oh, well, whatever. What I think I could do here, though, that might be interesting is if I bring a road... Let's... Oh, I hope this works. If I go like 5, which is that, and go up, and curve it 5 that way. Then I go 5 that... I don't think I did curve that properly. Hold on. Let's just do 10 and 10, so it comes out like that. Then 10, 10, 10, 10. I'm wondering, can I get this to like loop over so I can connect it like that, basically? Like, could I get that to work and then do the same thing with this one? This one might be more tricky because it has to go further out though. Hold on a minute, I have an idea. So this mess is pretty much what I've constructed. And I mean, it works, so I'm gonna keep it. As for this side, I mean, it is probably just gonna have to be something like a series of curves down. So if we go 10 and 10 and down like that, it's not gonna be the best kind of curve. In fact, what we'll do is start with this side. We'll go 10 and 10 and down. Then this needs to go... Hold on, let's see if we can get these to sort of line up as well. So if I was to do that kind of thing, connect you to there, delete that bit, and turn this into a section of a highway. What we need to do is bring this road up to... Ooh. This might be a wee bit tricky. Unless I was to do something where I can get like a junction between those, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Oh, that works, I suppose. Alright. So this needs to come up to... about there, I guess. Then this is going to be a bit more of a steep curve on it, but I'm not going to worry too much. Then that just connects to there. So there we go. That's basically how that's going to work. What I then need to do is figure out exactly how this is going to work. So that's where that road's going to be. That's about the end of the curve there as well. So if I were to say that I wanted this road to come up to... about there, I guess? And then curve like... Oh, that's going to be tricky. That's going to be real tricky. I don't want it to be a really bad curve, but it's probably all I'm really going to get. That might have to do. That might just have to do. And that kind of sucks that that's going to have to do, but that's really going to be the best I can do. So let's just curve that up to there. Again, those are very, very steep curves. I get it. But this is like the far, like, edge of the city, so I'm not that worried. It should be fine. Traffic might slow down. Well, I say it might. Traffic is going to slow down a bit. It's gonna slow down going around those curves. But it can speed back up going in there. And for the most part, I mean, like I said, this has smoothed out the, or not smoothed out, squared off this entire space, so that's good. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, these curves could be better, but I'm not too worried. It should be fine. It should totally be fine. And I like this. This is kind of cool looking. If it was a bit neater, that'd be great, but for the most part, it works, so I'm gonna keep this. I like it. It's interesting. It's an interesting way to get onto the highway for the city. But there we go. That's that area squared off, which means I can get back to the important stuff, which is going to be starting to bring this road here all the way up through the city. So I reckon this road can go like that, and then we can come across like that. So that's going to be... That is just a nice big road that goes around a lot of space, so that'll be kind of useful to have. And I think this in here could just be another district. So let's see what we can do in here. We have a lot of demand for industry and commercial. And I imagine we'll probably have a bit of demand for residential zoning soon enough. So what I think I'd like to do is bring a road... I don't know why I'm leaving that gap there, but I'll bring a road across like that and bring a road across like that. I want to turn this middle road into an avenue because this is going to be a relatively decently... Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Fair enough. Maybe that's a thing I won't do then. I was going to turn this whole area down here into a commercial and office zone with residential along the front, but I might not want to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Let's bring some paths around at this to start with. And we'll bring some paths down to... I can't actually bring a path in there, which is a shame, but we'll do that kind of thing so we nicely outline that whole space. I think I will go ahead and do some paths here, so we have connections to both of those roads. And that'll be good. I think I might do similar on this side, even though it is going to be getting rid of some buildings, but I really like that as a look. I really do like that. So that's not so bad. Let's begin then by putting in some office zoning for this space. I think I will do residential in there, even though there's no demand for it. And perhaps I will do some... Perhaps I will do some commercial down here. I don't know. It's a bit tricky, because I don't want to cause too much trouble with traffic. And there's every possibility that that will happen if I sort of combine a fairly major commercial zone with a fairly major residential zone. So it's tricky. So I think maybe this should just be a big residential zone. I do need to connect it to this road over here anyway, and then set it up as a district so traffic can't go through it, they can just go into it. So let's have a... Let's see what we can do. Let's just lay out the district. And I think, honestly, the district is probably just going to be a bunch of dead-end roads anyway, so... we'll put ourselves a nice road going across like this. This one can connect to the avenue. This one can come over to... there. This one will not connect to the avenue. This one will, but on... Oh, it can't connect on that side. That's a shame. Okay. In that case, this one can connect to the avenue as well. And obviously that would be a way through for traffic if I don't set the old time policy in this area. So that's going to be completely fine. We don't have to worry about that. We'll bring this over and not connect it to the avenue. Yeah, we'll not connect this one to the avenue. That's fine. What I think I would like to do, though, is maybe turn these into one-way roads. So this one can be one-way going in, and this one can be one-way going out. Because we might as well. Since they're so close together, it'll sort of give both roads a bit of purpose. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead, get our district brush, and bring it around all of this stuff. Just like so. Bring it onto the highway as well, so I can get a nice straight edge on the bottom bit there. Then we fill it in. And this is going to be Myrtle Square. Interesting name. Very, very interesting name. Let's just go ahead and fill up all of that. And while I'm painting this in, what I will do is take a moment to mention that I think I will start naming districts after stuff that you guys suggest. The catch to that is that I don't want you to suggest it in the comments of the video, and that might sound really counterintuitive, and this is going to sound like it is a plug for my Twitter, and it is. But it makes it easier for me. Basically, what I'll suggest is if you want me to name a district, you know, something that you suggest, tweet it to me. My Twitter is always linked in the description of videos. It's linked to my channel page. The reason for that, so it's not just a plug for my Twitter, the reason for that is that, basically, I frequently record, you know, episodes at awkward times, and either don't look at the comments of the previous episode before doing it, and then remember mid-episode that I didn't do it, or I record multiple episodes in one sitting. And that means that if I record multiple episodes in one sitting, I could say, for example, say I record this episode, then record 3 more after this one. That means that if you leave comments with your suggestions for district names, I don't get to apply it until much later on. Whereas if you tweet it to me, I'm number 1, more likely to see it, and number 2, it doesn't look like I'm ignoring your comments. Because I'm not, I'm just working on the other episodes. But yeah, Twitter is a much easier way to leave those kind of suggestions because they pop up, and if I see a catchy one, I'll immediately go, oh, this is a really good name. We'll just name a district after that. Like, you know, someone might be like, oh, change Myrtle Square to something like Butt Square. Yeah, there we go, Butt Square. That's fine. So yeah, that's basically why. It's just easier for me to see there. I do, by the way, and people keep saying I don't. I do read comments on YouTube. I absolutely do. I don't reply to as many as I used to because I get a lot more comments. But I do read them. And I do take feedback into account when and where I can. But if it's a series where I do record multiple episodes in one sitting, it's going to look like I'm ignoring you, but I'm just not able to like put your feedback into effect as soon as I would be if I sat down and recorded episodes every day as opposed to recording multiple in one day. Just basically what I'm saying is I try. I do what I can to make this whole thing as, painless for everybody. And it's not perfect, but it's what I do. So hopefully you get it and understand. Now what I think I will do for this space is I will go ahead and put some commercial zoning in the middle there. I think I will dezone that bit. And we'll do that kind of thing. And with the old time policy on that, we shouldn't have too much trouble with traffic in this space at all, actually, which will be really good stuff. So we'll connect those all up. We'll bring ourselves a bit of pipe through the middle there, and like that. And the area is covered, which is good. So we have the commercial zoning popping up here. We should see some offices popping up around the edge, which would be good as well. And Butt Square is basically going to be a nice mix of things. And now that that's being built up, we can have a look at some of these things. And I'm thinking I probably do want to get the space elevator, right? So I should probably build an expo center. And the expo center is that? No, what is the expo center? That's the expo center. No, it's not. That's the science. That's the expo center, right? I got it eventually. Better late than never. I think I'll put the expo center. Well, do I want to put it there? Part of me does. Part of me is also thinking it could really work in there. Except it doesn't. Good. Real good. Oh, it could work there, except it doesn't. Nice. Let me delete that path for a second. Oh yeah, it totally fits there. There we go. Expo Center. That is completely fine by me. Although I would like to get my path back in there. So just like that. There we go. Expo Center, right on the corner. What else do we need for the space elevator? Grand Mall. Now that thing is... this? No, that's the library. The Grand Mall is like the big gold building, I think. It's this one. Yeah, no, that's the Posh Mall. What's the Grand Mall? That's the Grand Mall, isn't it? It's a weird looking building. It could go opposite the Expo Center, but this area's got pretty high leisure as it is, so I think the Grand Mall should go down here. The problem is it doesn't fit. It never fits. It would fit there if I got rid of that little road on the left, though. So I think, well, I mean, I've done that. It's not going to fit because there is a metro station. Of course there is. What if I move that metro station across the road? So, like, can I just, like, move you to there? So that shuffles across the road a little bit. Obviously, going to want to reconnect all that. Then I'm going to want to move the stops as well. Then I should be able to get this in there. Not bad. Not bad at all. There's also room for another cheeky little pedestrian path back there. Hey, that's what I want to see. Alright, that actually looks pretty cool coming into the city too. It's an interesting building. We also, remember at the start of this video when I was like, yeah, I don't want to do the thing where I'm going through going, oh, what else do we need? I'm doing that now. Good. Good. We need the Opera House, which is this. Yep, Opera House is actually one of the smaller buildings too, so that's good. It can go, I'm thinking over here. If I could get it next to, I can as well. I can get it in there. There we go. We got the Opera House. Another interesting looking building in a interesting looking neighborhood with a school opposite it. So that school's going to benefit from having that there. Next up, we're going to need the stadium, which is one of the least interesting buildings in the game, I'm going to be honest. Seriously uninteresting building. Especially since we have two of them, technically. Because you've got this one, and then you've got the one that came in the Match Day DLC, which is actually a relatively sort of functional stadium. I say sort of functional because I'm still not really sure to this day what exactly it's for. But there you go. Let's see. I think I might put this, I'll put it there. I'll put it in there. There we go. That looks alright to me. Those buildings didn't need to be deleted, but they're gonna be. So the stadium can live there. Obviously not central, which is a bit of a pain, but well, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. I'll bring me a pathway down like this. And across like that. Then bring this path over like that, and over like that. Yeah, there we go. Stadium. Looks interesting as you come into the city, I suppose. Next up, we are gonna need the Statue of Wealth, which is one of these things. That's the Statue of Shopping, that's the Life and Death one. Statue of Wealth is this one? That's not it either. Statue of Wealth is certainly not that one. Am I just not seeing it? Statue of Wealth, yeah, it's right there. Okay, does it fit in there nicely? Yes, it does. We gotta have it. No, we don't. Seriously? Transport Tower. Of course, the Transport Tower. This one. That needs to go in this area over here somewhere. Does it fit is the question. No. Why doesn't it fit? Slope too steep. Of course it is. What about in there? Slope too steep. Of course it is. In there. Space occupied. In there. There we go. Transport Tower has been placed. And we finally have the space elevator. Something completely unnecessary. It is just another monument, and I'm trying to go for all the monuments. I won't be able to get the Doomsday Vault, I'm pretty sure, because that requires me to actually do other scenarios, which I'm not going to do. Basically, simple as that. They're not being done. I might just, like, eventually, like, when I've placed everything else, I might just turn on unlock everything. And see if that gives me it, because I'm pretty sure there is a mod that actually lets you just unlock every single thing, so I could just get that. We have a lot of office zoning. I'm just noticing how many offices we actually have. We have so many of them. Now where can this thing actually go? That's the real question. I'm feeling like in there could be an interesting place for it. So let's get rid of all this, and let's get rid of that road. And yeah, the slope's too steep, but it's also too steep there. Seriously? That works. There we go. That's not central, though. Seriously? You're seriously going to do that to me, cities? It's just not going to work. All right. Delete that. And then move it into that spot. Then bulldoze all those buildings so I can actually see what I'm working with here. And what we'll do is bring a path over like that, and bring a path over like that. We'll bring one around the back of this thing, and then bring some sort of around this space here too, so that we have ourselves a nice way through there. I probably should put the road back in, to be honest, so that people can actually build in there as well. So there we go. That's gonna hopefully make that area just a little bit more interesting. And it's another monument as well, which is great stuff. And for some reason these paths aren't connected properly. That's not right at all. There we go. So there we go. We have the, whatever it's called, space elevator. Not bad. Definitely not bad. We have these buildings popping up around here in Butt Square. We have the offices popping around the corners, or the edges of it rather, not the corners. And I do believe me district zoning is correct. So traffic is going to flow around it as opposed to through it, which is beautiful. Now, unfortunately, we are dealing with traffic problems coming in here, which are looking to be possibly worse than they have been in the past. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I imagine it is partly down to be district zoning, to be honest, but I'm not going to change it. I like the way my districts are. I don't believe I have any district zoning over any of the major roads, so I don't see why. Yeah. All of my major roads are still technically free to go onto. You don't have to avoid them because of district zoning. So I think the problem is just that I am forcing more of my traffic onto those major roads as opposed to letting it sort of filter through districts into other districts. I think that's basically the problem. Traffic can't just go where it wants to go anymore. It has to use the main roads. And this city was admittedly poorly planned from the get-go, thanks to me. And then on top of that, it wasn't built with old-time policies in mind, which also isn't helping, so... Yeah, I'm not really doing much to help myself, is what I'm getting at. Also realizing that what I probably want to do is go to this and change the speed limits on that road to 100. Because they certainly weren't that. We'll also go ahead and change them to 100 in those roads too, because we might as well. And those are already 100. Change up these ones as well. And those are all 100 as well, which is good. So yeah, just change up all the roads, I guess, to see what we can do. And I'm kind of just hoping that's gonna help a little bit. I imagine the lower speed limit on this road probably wasn't doing it any favors. So hopefully that'll change things. Do we have a, what is this? What is that alert? Is that a broken, is that a broken pedestrian path under there from the tornado way back when? It is! I didn't know, how did I not notice that? That's amazing. Okay, well what we should absolutely do is come in here with the new metro loop. It is gonna be a reasonably sized one, but it is also gonna be kind of close together. So this is gonna go between Butt Square and Green District, which is completely fine by me. In fact, what we'll do is put a stop just there. So they're just around the corner from each other. Then my next one for here is possibly, I could put it there. I could put it on that same loop, but that would be completely against my own rules. So I'm not gonna break my own rules. We'll bring some stops down like, I really like those buildings there. I like when buildings do that and they're all like the same building. So let's put a stop just there. That one, oh, those are corner buildings too. I don't want to ruin those. Put a stop there and there. They're super close together, I know, but that's fine. Stop there and there. We'll bring one around and put it on that spot. We'll get one into that corner. We'll get one opposite that one there, which I think will be good. That's a couple of stops right next to each other, which is fine by me. Quite a few stops right next to each other, which is interesting to say the least. Get me a stop up there. And these ones are going to have to be interestingly positioned, is what I'll say about these. Going to have to be very interestingly positioned. So, honestly, I reckon that would be fine just there. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of an interesting layout for this, but we'll just go for it. Get another metro loop going. We have over 20,000 people using my my metro line at the moment. Almost 21,000 people using public transport in this city. Don't mind if I do, honestly. Really don't mind if I do. That's those are some good numbers if I do say so myself. So loop that over to there, loop that to there, then connect that over to there, and there we go. That's certainly interesting looking. And there we go. The metro lines are up and running. There's already a couple of people waiting down there for one. We have no one in here at the moment. Oh, no. I think no. Doesn't look like anyone's actually filtering down there, but that's completely fine. There's one guy. He's keen. All right. I'll tell you what, though. I kind of want to try something here. I want to see if I can make a metro line that's going to be very, very popular, basically. So what I'm going to do is run a metro line sort of... that is a station, right? Yeah. That's a station. We'll bring it from there, right? So it's going to go from there to there. It's then going to go to... Yeah, I can go around like that. Actually, do I need to do that? Yeah, you know what? I don't need this. Yeah, no, you know what? I do need these kind of this direct sort of line here. So what I want to do is bring a metro line straight through that area up to there, connecting to oh, that's not really going to let me, is it? I kind of don't want it to go through that station, so delete that bit. Bring this over to connect to, say, there and up to there. So that's fine. So we're gonna have a stop in, actually, you know what? It's not gonna be in that station. It's going to be in a station just behind that one, I think. So delete some of this. Bring that out like that. So there we go. It's going to be from that station going straight through all of that. It can have a stop in that station. That's fine. And I guess, you know what? This really should just share some of the track, shouldn't it? I want it to have its own end station. I want it to have like 2 stops in the at stations across the city. And then I want it to have its own... yeah, its own end stations and then 2 stops at stations across the city. So what we'll do is have it go from there, I guess, around. It can go straight across there. Then, yeah, this isn't going to work the way I wanted it to, but that's kind of okay, actually. Then it's going to come up to there. Then it's going to go straight across to there. Then it's going to cross over to there. This one's actually going to branch off like that. And that'll be fine. Okay. So what I want to do is, I do want to give it its own end station, which is going to have to be like there. Which is fine. Then that's just going to sort of link straight to there. So, we start our line in that spot. We bring it to there. Actually, no, we don't. That's already a very busy station. We bring it to there. We bring it to there. And we bring it to there. And then it goes back, because I don't think it's going to need to... we don't need one that just goes one direction. This can turn around and come back, I think. I think that should be fine. So it's going to go like that, basically. And Metro Line 52 is going to be an experimental line, which means I'm going to make it yellow so it stands out a bit more. And I just want to see if that actually gets any use. Because that will let people from this end of the city cross to this end of the city without having to change lines constantly. I'm just curious to see what that might do. I'm not necessarily thinking anyone's going to be working, you know, in this district whilst living in this one. But I am just curious to see if that kind of line is going to be appealing to anybody. Because I'm pretty sure that the most popular line in the city is still, yeah, it is Metro Line 27, which is one of these back and forth lines. It's that one. So there's not really any reason that that yellow line shouldn't wind up being kind of popular. So yeah, I'm just curious. Curious to see what happens with it. A couple of people already waiting for trains there. No one really went and done this way, which is fine. A couple of people waiting in there, so yeah, it might work out. I'm realizing also links industrial areas together, which is a bit different and probably unnecessary, but also kind of cool. What's also kind of cool is I'm noticing we have a little bit of residential demand down here. So let's fill up this space. Might as well fill up some of this space here. I think I'll do commercial actually. Just for the sake of it. So a little bit commercial there, a little bit of commercial in there as well. And that should totally work out pretty well. I'm excited for it. We have a new space in here. We have a couple of monuments. We have our new roads through here as well. Admittedly, this one's never been all that popular, but that's totally fine. This area is still jam-packed with traffic. This has actually filtered out a fair bit. You know what I reckon it was? You know what I reckon that traffic was? That traffic was the influx of new people to the city. Because I'm pretty sure we started today with like 159,000 people and we've got to 163,000 people by now. So I reckon that was the massive influx of people to the city that was brought on by probably the Eden Project. So that would actually make sense as to why there was such an influx on this road. So yeah, that's probably fine. That is probably fine. Having some garbage problems, which is kind of concerning. Do we have incineration plants in here? We do. But the incineration status is not where it should be. So let's get an incinerator there and there, which will knock the incineration status up a little bit. And hopefully help things a bit as well. I reckon that might be enough to fix things, though. I also reckon that I am going to just D-zone this here, because I do kind of want to just put offices in there to deal with the demand that we have down there. So there we go. That's not so bad, though. I do like it. I like it. I'm kind of happy with what we've done today. So, ladies and gents, I am going to leave it there, methinks. Is there a weird haze over my city at the minute? I feel there's a weird haze over my city. Oh, electrical problems. That or my screen's going weird. Electrical problems. I don't really want to get the fusion power plant yet. I'll get that next episode. For the time being, what we'll do is just... forgot we had this. I forgot that this was my power solution. Alright. Tell you what. We're not gonna worry about it. The electricity budget is just going to increase. Which... doesn't... oh, no, that... yeah, we're probably fine for the time being. We're probably alright. So yeah, ladies and gents, I am going to leave it there for today. Thank you kind of for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. Don't forget to share it on social media. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!